know, like 1 or 2 days back, Hikaru just resigned automatically, like without any reason, against Magnus Carlsen, and everyone was shocked, like from commentators to audience to even Magnus Carlsen himself, because Hikaru was absolutely winning, and yet he chose to resign. And many players or many people like to call it as a Magnus effect on it, but what I am here to talk about is how Hikaru could have won. Like, what are the variations in which he could have won that game instead of resigning? So, one is the straight method, which opposes checkmate directly. As you can see, the chess.com's analyzer is also showing me that move right now. So, this is one variation. So, it goes like place a rook to g3. Yeah, and as you can see, that rook, if bishops by any chance takes rook, we just checkmate it directly. He cannot do that. Uh, and same if he takes the knight, we take this and done, right? And so if he takes, we take the queen. He can take this, and we just simply place it here. But the thing is, Magnus can avoid this move by just going here. If that happens, even if we take bishop, he can either exchange the queens, or he could like play any other move, anything from anywhere. Like he can move the knight over here or bishop over here. I guess he might have played bishop over here. Then he could have done the best move for him here would be to play bishop over here. So Magnus might have won, or rather ended in it anywhere. So this thing just like threatens the checkmate in two moves. If you go here, queen goes here, you can take the queen and exchange the queens somewhat, and or maybe even exchange the rook. So that was one obvious move. Now the another thing which if Hikaru did, he might have lost this game and Magnus would have eventually won. But I don't think Hikaru would be that foolish enough to do this mistake. But let's just see how Magnus might have won this. And it was if Hikaru chose to take capture this bishop. Because the next thing that Magnus would do would play king here. King had to go either here, or if he plays here, queen takes it and then it becomes checkmate. So only obvious move that Hikaru would have done would place. But then bishop would come here. Even if you save it by knight, queen takes the knight, king had to go here, queen comes here, then rook comes here, and queen wins, and then it's checkmate. But it's where I guess if Hikaru chose to play, he would resign, because he only thought of the second possibility which I showed you just now. He didn't think of coming to here. He just thought to capture this bishop and what would happen if he captures the bishop. I guess he didn't look up to this. Now you might say that Hikaru is a very great grandmaster, like he is world number two, but I don't see any other reason why he would choose to resign. The only thing, because in the other variation is when Magnus wins, when he chooses to capture the bishop, when Hikaru chooses to capture the bishop, is when Magnus would eventually win. Otherwise, I guess Hikaru has only thought of that possibility of capturing the bishop. He didn't thought of the other possibility of placing the rook over here. So I think so that's the reason of him resigning.